All right, so to recap, during our last session, you started to investigate a little bit the quest that was given to you by Volo to find his friend Flume, who is a posh, noble human who went drinking with him in the more seedy parts of Waterdeep. They've been doing some gambling and such, and you went to investigate this skewered dragon inn. Um, but before you departed, you shared a few secrets with the troop. It was shared that Cerise had had somebody try to offer and purchase her bakery almost at the same time that Kag-Ro suffered a bit of a shakedown at the hand of the Zentrum. You put this issue aside, given you know you have till the end of this 10-day until this becomes more prominent, and clearly Flume being amiss is more of a pressing matter. You headed to the inn where you gathered some information. People saw that once Volo had left, another friend joined Flume, and together they left the inn to go to one of their haunts, one of their hangouts, somewhere on Candle Lane. You found a large warehouse with a snake symbol on it, just as indicated. But when you walked in, you found a bit more than what you bargained for. Inside this warehouse is basically a mass murder scene. There's bodies everywhere on the ground. And you found another human that matches Flume's description, but not identically. He said that he is a friend of Flume, but going by the name of Rainier. You escorted him as he's quite shaken and has been hiding here for some time. But you realized you were not alone. The warehouse having a second floor, up the stairs you've heard both voices and footsteps. This is where we left as we were closing in. You have brought Rainier to safety. Marla was just about to join Darius. It's a little bit of a slight change, but Marla's heading out with Darius to assist with Rainier. So as you're all standing there on the ready, how do you want to proceed?
Wait, aren't I switching with Marla, technically?
Well, it would be that the two of you escorted him out, because I can't imagine Marla would be best fit to prop him on her shoulder. But once she's out, you can kind of head back in.
Alright, yeah, I shall leave him in her capable care and return to the others. Sounds like there may be yet a kerfuffle ahead of us.
Alright, you'll see all of them are kind of gathered at the base of the stairs, trying to plot what the next move.
Well, Kag-Ro is looking up the stairs and looking like he's about ready to go up there. Less plotting, more readying.
I'm going to sort of whisper and motion for them all to come a bit closer. I'll say, comrades, what is our plan of action?
There are mimics up ahead, some sort of mimicry, copying our voices. I do not know what they are, but they are probably perhaps responsible for this vicious and horrible scene. As he points to the bloodied corpses, he seems to be a little less disturbed than he was before, after casting a spell on himself.
Indeed. Shall we be charging up after them then, or gathering the city guard for the task?
Well, considering that we broke and entered in order to get in here, I am imagining calling the city guard would result in penalties to us as well as the murderers.
True enough. Leaving so as to appear innocent would no doubt give them time to escape.
Attacking them head-on might not be the best idea either. They are probably waiting for us.
You seem to be rather sneaky, TeaLeaf. Do you think perhaps you could find another way up to the second floor? Distract them so that we might charge up and reinforce your own attack.
I could take a look around.
But if they're waiting for us, would they be expecting us to charge up and possibly find others? It would be much harder to distract them, would it not?
Not if we keep our voices down and our intents hidden.
Indeed.
Ah, I understand.
Well, if TeaLeaf, say, finds a second-story window to climb in and begins our assault there, they will surely think we are attacking from elsewhere. Turn their attention from the stairs, giving Cerise, you and I, time to charge up and come to TeaLeaf's aid.
Perhaps I can assist with the distraction. If I yell really loud that we're leaving and make footsteps, maybe they'll think we've gone.
Brilliant.
I'm actually behind this plan. I can fire an arrow through the window and perhaps draw their attention that way. That way we're at a safe distance.
Very good. Now all that remains is to find the position it's advantageous to fire from.
Right. I will be outside. Kag-Ro, if you wish to join me, so be it.
Wait. We need some sort of signal to know when you are ready for us to charge.
Kag-Ro, maybe that can be your job.
But I was going to talk loudly and make noises of footsteps.
How about you save the loud talking for after I fire the arrow? Then we can alert our comrades that I've caused the disruption.
Well, my point was if I do it beforehand, when you fire the arrow in, they'll already assume we're gone and more likely to fall for your distraction.
That is fair. Cerise, you've been awfully quiet. Do you have anything to add?
No, I suppose I'll just follow you all with whatever you decide to do and, hope for the best. She's got her rolling pin in her hand, looks a little nervous.
Yes,
Right.
perhaps you can use god magics, that will help.
Tell me, Cerise, have you ever had to charge directly into an enemy shield?
Oh, goodness, no. Nothing like that.
Well, this is going to be something like that.
Now that you word it like that, perhaps it would be better if we took a different approach.
We wouldn't be charging into a shield wall if they're turned around by distraction. We would be charging into the back of a shield wall. There's no defense there.
Exactly. That is the hope.
I did a stunt like this once. It's quite a battle. They had set it up so that me and my companion had joined forces, and we were reenacting a great battle.
How about this? While you three discuss the plan further, I'm going to go outside and scout some more. See if I can find hope.
And the signal?
I will come back once I have found something. I'm just scouting for now.
Hold
Less-
on, I have one more idea. Kag-Ro, do you think, if you had to, you could throw Cerise high enough to reach a second-story window?
I most certainly can. You do not think these muscles are for nothing.
Marvelous. Then how about she's part of the distraction as well? Not to volunteer you, Cerise, but it would mean you wouldn't be required to charge up the stairs alongside me.
I suppose if that's better, if you're going to throw me, you're going to catch me too, right?
Well, yes, I would hope so, unless you decide to grab the window, and then I can't really catch you. Though depending on how tall these windows are, I might just be able to lift you there. You are very short, but I am very tall. Together we are very, very tall.
As long as two of us go up that way, I believe it should only take one or two of us charging up the stairs with them distracted.
If Cerise and Kag-Ro are going as a distraction, I will stay with you, Darius.
I say we flip a coin. Whatever it lands on will decide which way we go. Heads, Cerise and I distract. Tails, Leaf distracts.
Why don't we flip this coin outside so as to not make the sound of a coin landing on the hardwood floor?
Don't worry, I'll catch the coin.
You better.
Can I roll 1d2 and do what I need to roll to see if I can catch the coin as well?
Yes, just assign which one is one and is two.
Right, one is heads, two is tails.
Okay. So heads.
Marvelous. What does that mean?
I think heads was me and Kag-Ro, I think.
Wonderful.
Yes, I believe that's what I said. Don't remember exactly. But let us go.
Yes, Cerise, Kag-Ro, find a way into the second story.
Should I make it sound like we're leaving now?
Oh, yes, if you can.
Oh, these corpses are terrible, awful things. I am getting so very nauseous. We must depart and find another route, lest we die. As he yells out really loud.
Oh, the drama, I love it.
Darius just gives a thumbs up enthusiastically.
Roll a performance check, please. Sounds good. The people that are, well, actually, everyone that's staying behind, roll perception.
I have the ears of a fish.
Yes, TeaLeaf is still kind of distracted by the whole performance and the loudness of it. Perhaps his sensitive ears have even been a bit deafened by the loudness of it. But Jake, you were already kind of perked up and readying yourself to see what you hear. And you hear creaking of old wooden floor coming from upstairs. Your eyes are not very good, so you can't see very well up there. But you know that there's footsteps moving in a singular direction. They're going towards what would be facing the map as you are, the upper right TeaLeaf. Though your perception wasn't great, you do have dark vision. So your hearing perception weren't good, but you would have had advantage on your sight one. And as you look up, you notice the make of the ceilings. So what you see above you is that the stairs goes on to what would be like an open balcony. Let me show you on this map how it would look. So everything that's like in a teal square is an above floor that seems to be open. It's not walled. So people from up there would be able to look down and see you unless you're directly under the floor. As for Darius, when I say the upper right, he'd say the footsteps seems to be going in kind of like this direction. How are you all reacting?
Well, I need to wait for the signal, but I'm going to move over to the base of the stairs, ready my sword, and prepare to charge.
And what signal are you waiting
That's a good question. I assume I'll know it when I hear it. Alternatively, the sound of heavy movement upstairs, or a loud thud, maybe.
TeaLeaf would kind of grab Darius by whatever loose cloth he can and kind of pull him lightly behind the stairs. The upstairs is not an upstairs. It is a balcony. We have been able to be seen this entire time.
Oh dear. Might know of our plan then.
Hopefully not. Stay behind.
Yeah, I'll try and crouch down behind TeaLeaf.
Moving back to Kag-Ro and Cerise, what are the two of you looking for exactly?
Well, we are going to go back up around the north side of the building where we heard the sounds coming from, and I was heading to look to see if there was a window or something that could be used for the distraction purpose.
I need you to do a perception, both of you.
Oh, duh. I could be helping look. Sorry. Sorry, I'm having issues with my sheet.
No worries. Oof. Not just with your sheet, but with a 12, with this Cerise, you're just like, every time you try to look, it's almost as if your usual halfling luck is kicking in reverse, and you keep moving with Kag-Ro, and all you just see is like his eyes. So you're just in the shadow the entire time. And Kag-Ro, you don't see much here, but you'll notice there's a couple of windows. You'll notice that the second floor goes on a little further than the bottom floor. There's actually posts on the ground that props it up. And there seems to be a staircase. Give me a second, I'll double check that.
I can't see the map, so it's all black above where we are.
It's like not on purpose. I'm gonna open it later time. There's a big post that opens it, and there is a staircase going up. It won't show up on the map, but you will see it's going up to a closed door.
turn around to Cerise very quietly. Oh, it looks like I won't have to throw you after all, but I do get to bust down a door. That sounds like fun. Stay close to the building, otherwise we're going to be seen.
Oh.
Alright. So you have an approximate location. It would be equivalent to the upper right corner upstairs.
Are there any windows in this little shed-looking thing that's I'm passing by?
No. It just looks like a really big pillar.
Ah, okay. Staying close to the building wall, and to stay, I guess, under the lip of the building that is above them, trying to get to the stairs. I'm assuming it opens up. It goes up from here.
Yeah.
They will wait for Cerise to catch up with him before ascending the stairs. Well, I move a little faster than you anyway, I believe.
Oh yeah, probably, because you have legs.
You have legs too, they're just half-sized.
Right, they're just teeny.
Halflings have a 25 feet speed, don't they?
I thought it was 20. Let me look real quick.
No, it's not.
That's 25.
Oh no, it is 25. Okay.
Yeah, halflings, dwarves, and gnomes all have 25. Maybe in an earlier edition they made them move slower or something.
It's the same speed as a giant sloth.
Really?
Indeed.
I wonder how giant a giant sloth is. But anyway.
Alright, so as you reach upstairs, you go to... do you kick in the door? Do you want to do this?
Kag-Ro is going to take his most intimidating posture and put on the whole Unchained Devil really thick. Then he's going to flex his shoulders, and then he's just going to bash the door with as much strength as he can muster.
You can do an athletics check.
Please don't fail.
Wow.
Oh wow.
You know what? I'm gonna give this to you. Hold on.
Oh my God, Becky.
Everybody just give up on good rolls for the rest of the night. Kag-Ro just took.
He's eaten them, both of them.
I need you to roll a d6. So as you get up the stairs, you muster all your strength. Sometimes because everything is so choreographed, you forget exactly how much training builds you up. Your tolerance may have failed during that combat with the troll, but it does not mean that when it comes to raw strength, you're not there. So that old rickety locked door doesn't even crack as you crunch it right in its center. It flies completely off the hinges, plunges into this dark room lobby type of thing ahead, You just hear the weird jingling of a bell as it gets knocked off its hook as well and goes flying with a loud tink in the back. And you see these two creatures that are there standing. They look like they have a beak sticking out of their hood that just receive the door right on them. You do some damage to them as they fly off. One of them ends up flat on his back with the door on top of it, while the other one just got scratched on the side of it. Everybody roll initiative.
As he enters, Kag-Ro looks in, and he was going to do an intimidation as well, but comes in. Doers of evil deeds, the devil has come for you! Okay, now roll initiative.
That sounds to me like the signal.
I was about to say, I think all of this is pretty much the signal, Darius.
Can I borrow your lucky feet for a second?
I think you used up all of your luck on bursting down
I have no luck.
I think Cerise is just like slack-jawed, gaping. Initiative, where am I? Poof, I forgot to select myself.
Do we get a surprise round?
Given the double crit, I'll allow it.
Like they have pieces of door on them, I guess, maybe. Where am I?
One of them has a whole door on it.
Oh, wow.
It should be right next to Kag.
No, I moved them to the GM layer now. I just changed the map. Because they got surprised. The first two will skip their turn. Darius, you would be next to go.
Alright, I shall... Well, I already drew my sword. I shall charge up the stairs, seeking enemies to slay. My movement is...
Every square is 5 feet.
I cannot see what is before me.
So as you go upstairs and you get a little bit across the corner, you wouldn't have been able to get that right. This is as far as you can go, so you can go 6 squares at a time with 30 feet. You'll notice that right around the corner, you just see these creatures in cloaks, 2 of them, and they are pulling out their swords. Because they granted a surprise, they will skip their bit, though there might be something you can do to get distance.
Doesn't sprint double movement? Like it takes the full turn.
Oh, I didn't know you were dashing. But yes, you can.
Dash. That's what it is. Sorry, I forgot to. Yes, I would like to dash to get up to here.
Yes, you absolutely can. Though it does take your action, so unless you have a bonus action, you are out. Actions. So talking is still you can do.
Right, when I reach them, I will yell out, throw down your weapons if you wish to be spared, bird demons.
You'll hear both of them at the same time go, but demons in your voice.
Ugh. That is the opposite of throwing down one's weapons.
Okay. Cerise, you just saw Kag-Ro throw a door inside, part of that room being thrown a little all over, and then you hear, a bit muffled, Darius's voice, which seems to echo a couple of times. Oh, and it's your turn.
Ah. The door is on this one with the prone symbol, I'm assuming. Is there part of it sticking out that I can actually get to him if I wanted to thwack him?
Yes, the one that seems on all fours is prone, so you would have to move the door. The other one is just surprised, though it seems a little bit hurt. A couple of feathers are present.
Looks like we ruffled his feathers. Sorry.
Painful.
Oh no.
It's an improvement over the last time.
Oh, that's true. Oh, but yeah, it does make sense. But anyway, they. All right, I think she doesn't want to block the 8-foot-tall wrestler man's ability to get in there and do the things he would do. So, she's gonna cast Sacred Flame at the one without the door.
Okay. And just as a note, because you are halfling, you would not be blocking his way because he can basically just walk around you.
Oh, that's true. I am teeny. I forgot about that. But anyway, yeah, I think I'll do that anyway, even though it isn't doing a lot of.
It also misses as you called forth Yondalla and send in a small ray of basically smite. The creature seemed to be. Oh wait, he was surprised, so he can get disadvantage. So no, it does hit him. He just looks up, and you just see a little speck, and some feathers are sent flying again, though he makes no sound. Did you want to use any movement or add to your actions?
Let me see. That one's definitely action, but I do have something that's bonus action.
I don't know if you have them yet, but I know you have some. It says the bonus actions.
Oh, there it is.
To be fair, no one needs healing currently, right?
No, no one needs healing. However, let's see, is that touch? No, it doesn't look like it's touch. I will also cast, I will say, Yondalla, shield my friend, and cast Shield of Faith on Kag-Ro.
Alright, yes, Kag-Ro, you you find yourself feeling the warmth and protection of Cerise's god as you feel her touch probably around like your leg or your side. And you realize that when you move your eyes a little bit, you see a bit of a shimmer there that's kind of protecting you. And it becomes TeaLeaf's turn.
Okay, first thing I'm doing is moving up these stairs and probably either moving here or here behind her. From here, do you think I could? Would it be at disadvantage if I tried to take a shot at one of the kings? Or like?
It depends. If you do so without trying to get noticed, they would get half cover, not from the corner of the wall, but because Darius is in the way. But
Yeah,
if you yell at him, I will not count your companion ducking as an action or anything. So they could do that.
Alright, so you just hear... okay, so TeaLeaf from behind cover is going to shout, "Move!" like really loudly towards Darius.
Oh my.
He'll probably look back before doing much else. And yeah, if I see him aiming a bow at me, then I'll jump out of the way.
Alright, well, it's more like lowering yourself for ducking, but because you can't move the side steps. Alright, roll your attack.
Okay.
Perhaps taking a little bit of concern and being slightly frightened for a moment that Darius, when duck cuts enough, your arrow goes a little bit upward, and you just miss as it lodges behind the Kanku.
I think that's all I got then. I don't have any bonus there.
Next, we go back to Kag-Ro. As you'll see, the creatures are starting to recover from their surprise and are pulling out their weapons.
Kag-Ro rushes forward. "Evil creatures, you will die for this!" And he'll pick them up. He'll run up to the one that's prone, and he's going to lift it up entirely and slam it down on its friend.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna make you do two rolls. The first one being in athletics, for just grabbing it easily from under the door. And then roll an attack. That's just because it's a Promptus, so do you have unarmed on your bar? Because you could use it that way. That's basically a D20 plus your strength modifier.
Nope, but I can probably set that up in the future. But, so yes, my strength modifier is 4, so let's just do a D20 and add 4 to it. That's not very good. So 7.
So you're able to lift them up very easily up in the air, but you didn't realize these creatures are a little bit winged, so as you're about to go and slam it on the ground, uses its wings to kill your momentum and braces itself with its feet. You just make him land very uncomfortably. How much can you do a little something though? And he is, however, grappled in your hands, because you basically have him by the scruff. Was there anything else you wish to do?
Seeing that his attack failed, he'll use his bonus action to use his secondary Flail of the Unchained for 5-foot distance.
That I won't give. Your flail works, you can use your secondary
when you're attacking with your flail.
Alright, then he positions the Kenku in front of him to shield himself from the other one's attacks.
Okay.
And that should end his turn.
Then it is the creature you are holding in your arm's turn. It is grappled. It has two choices of what it can do. It's gonna take its short sword and aim at you. You'll have disadvantage for being grappled. But instead of fighting off, realizing how strong of a grip you are, he's gonna instead attempt to go for some vital, see if pain will make you let go.
No, that does not work.
But he misses.
Kag-Ro just yanks him to the side as he sees the sword coming, making him miss.
Alright. Its friend will charge to the side and try to do the same.
Better at disadvantage, I'm using its friend as cover.
And you'll hear it in a very posh voice as it tries to stab at you. Just add, leave none alive. Does 16 hit you?
It does, but I think he should have disadvantage because I'm using his friend as a shield.
Let me see how half works.
You don't know if he was his friend. Maybe he hates that bird monster. Joking, of course, not trying to be contrarian.
Well, it could be.
No, it doesn't give him disadvantage. It gives you +2 to your AC.
Yeah, that's still... Actually, no, it does not, because with his... Yes, it matches with shield on him.
Alright. And for those who are not familiar with how I necessarily DM, I tend to go player favor. Boss fights might be slightly different, where I'll either arrange other ways to break the ties, or just flavor it differently. But on normal encounters, it's just player favor. It matches 16 versus 16. You'll hear him go forward. You'll feel the metal of his short sword, but the way he plunged forward, he got the blunt side of it. So it's just that cold feel of metal, but it doesn't do any damages to you. And then we are up to Darius.
Alright, well. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shout out, try and take one of them alive. Then I'm going to try and murder one of them. One directly in front of me, I think.
So go ahead and roll your attack. That's it.
That's a 15. Oh, one. Yeah, I'll lash out at him with my sword.
As you do so, you feel very quickly that the blade goes in. It goes in deep. There's a gash of blood, and you just hear an odd coming from the creature as it seems to hit a bit of a vital. Its beak snaps a couple of times, and you can't tell if it's from a finger or is there anything else you wish to do in your turn?
That is all for this turn.
Now the creature next to him will try to come to the assistance and aim directly at you with its own short sword.
What's the damage on unarmed strike? 1d4
1d6.
plus strength.
Is 16 enough to hit you? Actually, how do I have it broken? You have 18.
You have 18.
Yes, that will miss.
So as it plunges forward, you're able to lift your shield, and all you hear is the sound of metal grating against metal, rocking the attack completely. Cerise, it is your turn. As you're standing in the door, you're seeing these two bird creatures kind of on Kag-Ro, one of them gripped and stuck there. You're also hearing a bit of a kerfuffle on the other side of the door.
Well, I cannot get through that door right now, I imagine, or it probably wouldn't be the best idea to do so. Where is Kag-Ro actually located? Oh, that is him. He's just really close to the other one. I would like to try to help him with that one if I can step in and bonk it with my rolling pin.
Absolutely. And because it is grapple, you get advantage.
Oh, fantastic. Ooh,
That's a hit.
Wait.
Yes.
Trying to figure out how it's only 3 if it's supposed to be.
You got the lowest on 1d6. You got a 1 plus 2. So 2 is your strength, I'm guessing.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at it wrong then. Never mind.
Yes. So you're swinging your rolling pin. You still do some damage. You hear on the side of it. There's a good crack coming from the creature. Kag-Ro, you'll see that because you have it facing you. Its head's gonna reel back and its beak is gonna open for a second and starts to kind of chitter. And then unless you have any movement or bonuses you wish to use, it would be TeaLeaf stir.
Yeah, I can't really step away from it now that I've engaged with it, so yeah.
Okay, so quick out-of-game question. Do diagonals count? Or do I count only move in the cardinal bird?
You mean for your movement speed? You can move diagonal.
Okay. Then I'm going to... The TeaLeaf is going to move over here to get a better shot. And aim for the one that Darius has not menaced yet. Trying not to hit anything vital. Or...
Okay.
It's a called shot. I might as well just take a normal thing. It'll do less.
That's a hit. I think you only get one shot. And to roll your damage,
I think. Oh shit! Sorry. Roll damage is.
You can just click longbow.
Got it.
Okay. Wait, Alright. So as you go, kind of aiming for non-vitals,
non-vitals, you're
going straight for
going
like the
straight for, like, the
shoulders,
shoulders,
and the way he moves as he receives it, it goes right through the shoulder, does like a scrape on the front of his chest and lands itself right in its other shoulders. You realize you've done quite a blow to this creature. It's rather injured.
Shit, nice.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'll take that turn then. I don't have any bonus actions.
The one that was hurt by Darius will take his short sword and try to continue defending itself.
Ah, well. That is.
Ouch.
Thrusting forward with all of its survival instincts. It takes a good leap using all of its body to pluck it inward. And it doesn't hit the side where your heart's on, but plunges the sword right through for 8 piercing damage.
Careful, comrades. Little devils are lethal.
Devils are lethal. And then it is Copper's turn.
Kag-Ro takes his grappled guy and tries to slam the other one and it both against the wall. So they're in a corner right now, so they're trying to use his friend as a weapon to push them both against the wall.
Alright, so I'm not sure I'll go to the point of allowing full-on damage depending on your roll. Okay, do the damage on that? I'm gonna give you a choice on that because of the way you're doing it. Were you aiming more to skewer the one you had in your hand, doing the full damage to that one, or did you want to injure both and then you can split the damage in half?
Well, he wasn't trying to skewer it, more used the Kinku as a bludgeoning weapon. So I guess you can choose whether you want him to be skewered or not.
Okay. Right, so you'll do most of the damage to the one you're not hoping to kind of use him as a projectile weapon. The one that gets hit is going to be very, very hurt. You're going to see the beak of the creature you were holding. You slam the beak right in. Blood is going to go gushing on the wall. And it's going to fall prone on the ground. It looks to have a broken wing, possibly a broken foot. It's in a very dire situation. But the one that you threw was able to recover quickly. It's no longer grappled and it is now standing. Turning around, it will turn at you and go for an attack.
Please miss.
Ouch. And hits you for 15 piercing. It's going all in, aiming right for the vitals. I know that is enough to take you down, so as it does so,
It is not. It is not actually enough to take me down because I had heroism active and I have had 3 turns since it's been active, which puts me with 9 temporary hit points.
Ooh, good. So,
and on top of that, I'm going to use no better time to use that than to be when he hits a critical hit.
Roll your D12. So that brings you down, brings you back up to -2 health in total.
Only -2. Is that on my temporary or just my or my total health?
Total health. You no longer
Okay,
have
so-
temporary.
Until next turn.
I don't think the hero is on
refills.
refills.
Oh, it's every turn. It ticks every turn until it runs out. Should run out 1 turn after the next turn, though.
Wouldn't reducing the damage apply before the temporary points apply?
Well, still would.
No.
To
Temporary
the
points
same
first.
amount. But anyway, so you'll see him as he goes for the swing and strikes with that epic like abilities. Kag-Ro just sort of flexes his muscle and just like the sword sort of stabs into him, but it's as if he catches it with his pecs and then spits it back out. Not today, little one. The untamed devil will destroy you.
Just to clarify, that was a spell or a potion
potion
again.
you took again.
Eh?
You casted a spell for heroism, right?
Yep, heroism. It's a cantrip. Or sorry, it's a spell. You're right.
Do a
Do your
charisma
charisma saving throw.
That's
That's
gonna
gonna be a
DC.
DC 15.
No, DC
No,
7.
DC
7.
7.
I
No,
match.
I'll give
I'll
it to you.
give it to you.
Wasn't it Gab that cast it? Or
No,
No.
that's something different. I gave
Oh,
him
you
+2 to AC, but with a 25, that's not going to help him on that.
It was confusing. Usually Goliath or a barbarian, and kind of acts like it, but he's a bard.
He's a bard.
yeah, I forgot about that momentarily. I realized afterwards.
I'm a
I
barbarian.
don't remember heroism. I don't know if it's what I use.
Makes you immune to frighten, and I believe charm, and it also gives you a tick of temporary hit points for 1 minute.
It is a wonderful spell.
I love it. Especially now that guy got a crit and I'm still alive.
This will be only valid for 2 rounds, so basically you'll get your tick, and then that will be it, because it's up to 1 minute. And the one on the floor will try to assault you with a short sword without getting up. So we'll have this advantage hitting from prone and aiming basically at your capsule.
Assholes.
But 17 still hits.
How does this guy keep getting 20?
Now you're actually down. He must have hit an artery.
As Kag-Ro does the slam and things, he's focusing too much of his energy on that. And as it strikes him in the leg, he'll, oh, ow, 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 ow. And then he goes down. Blood gushing everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Everyone around will feel a bit of a bump on the ground
As he does so.
and it's Darius's
turn.
Right, I will, actually. Yes, I'll count on my friends here, and I'm going to use this turn to attempt to finish the one before me.
Actually, I just realized because I didn't add something, I'm actually at exactly 0 hit points.
That's a hit.
That's a hit.
Oh, we're good. Alright. I guess it rolling 1 damage. So you swing and you do another good cut, basically on the side of its face, making a little bit more blood and some feathers flow around. But it is still up and repeats again. Devils. And as he says that, his partner next to him, charge up.
Oh dear.
What the fuck is going on here?
Ow!
Right?
DM luck, apparently.
I'm
She's,
gonna roll a 1.
she rigged
I-
it.
That knocks me down.
These guys were
I
supposed to
threw
be
all
easy.
of my chips in behind that last attack.
All right.
So,
Yeah.
go on, sorry.
Okay, so yeah, you see the creature plunging forward. The other one had hit over your shoulder. The other one went right for the kidneys, and you just feel the plunge in your midsection, right in between where your armor's tied, and everything blackens. There's another thud and a clanking of metal armor as you go down. Cerise, you just hear that thump. It's a metal, and it's your turn.
Heal me!
It's terrifying. Not like she wasn't already terrified. This bird brains in front of me looks more beaten.
Heal me, damn it. If you heal me, I'll be okay.
I guess one of them is standing right now.
Yeah, the one that's down looks really badly off. The one in front of you is injured, but not that badly.
Oh, not that badly. Okay. Like, this whole time I've been just expecting Kag-Ro to destroy these people easily. That was... Alright. In that case, Cerise is gonna, kind of, nervously, not disengaging, but, like, just cringing back and be like, "Don't come near me, you terrible bird!" And cast Guiding Bolt at it.
Okay, that's an attack that definitely hits.
That's a spell.
It's not a resist spell. That's what I meant. So roll your damage.
Holy shit! Final.
You just hear terrible, and it goes down in a bright flash of light, and all you see is just feathers everywhere. Okay.
Whew.
I don't think she has it yet.
I know.
Did you want to do anything else with your turn?
Let's see what I can do.
You do have free movement, as nothing can have no
Yeah,
opportunity.
that's true, because I'm not engaged with anything anymore. Now. Sadly, that is not a bonus action, so I can't. But yeah, I guess I will move. Although I don't know where I can actually move to, because I'm gonna need to fight this other guy, and I need to be going further in, not further out, but I'm not prepared for that yet. Guess she'll just back up instinctively over here.
So Kag-Ro's
I
gonna be
know
out for this
isn't
entire
useful,
fight.
but it's just kind of more in character.
No, that's actually perfect. So you're kind of sheltering yourself in a shielded corner. And then it comes TeaLeaf's turn.
Save us all,
You're putting a lot on me. Okay. You see TeaLeaf's eyes in the dark kind of slim in a narrow sense as the mercy in them just goes away when Darius goes. he backs up a bit to put some distance between the birds and himself, and goes for the Kenku that's currently in his sights, which is the one on the right.
Go ahead and make your attack. That's a hit. You back up using your dark vision to focus very well. You're able to pinpoint exactly where the jugular is, and the arrow goes straight, striking through, and you see with another thump this creature go down.
All that TeaLeaf does is give a dark snicker and nothing more.
TeaLeaf's a psycho.
I believe that's it.
The other one, not having to fear from the unconscious Dario, will step over him and head your way, charging in with its piercing short sword.
Oh, that absolutely hit.
It's more reasonable. And do a little bit of damage. It will get you right in your left shoulder. Okay. Oh, damn. Kag-Ro already, with your death save that you rolled right after critical, that's 2 successes.
I thought that was an automatic up, but that's cool.
No, it doesn't get you.
I know that critical failures are 2 deaths failures.
Different numbers.
Yes, it is. Read the rules. I don't know about the 20, but the 1 is.
You mean just a minute? I'm looking at a room. Alright. No, you're right. So as with a critical success, you regain 1 HP and are now stabilized and slowly regaining consciousness. The death save was your action, but you are able to use your movement to get up.
If you so choose to, you can just lay there and groan for...
He's not going to groan. He's going to stay quiet and
play dead, right?
Play dead. Do you want me to roll a performance for that?
Yeah, actually. Insight is wisdom, right?
Yeah, usually. But he's not looking at me. He's probably looking at Marla. Not Marla, Cerise. Hey, look, you failed.
That passes.
I don't know. He sort of gives a thumbs up to Cerise as it's believing him off the screen.
Cerise might not see him because the only way you can give a thumbs up without being noticed is as the Kenku gets up and starts to head at Cerise. So you probably would see the creature kind of hop limping to her with a broken leg. He uses its good arm to try and slash at her.
She's probably going to kill it before I get a chance to.
But it's so beaten up it can't seem to hit even a small, terrified, unmoving target. Darius, do your death
I think
save.
she squawks anyway, just in fear. She's like, ah!
It will squawk back at you.
Oh dear.
And that's one success for Darius. Cerise, as the thing just squawked back at you in your own voice, it is your turn.
It is your turn.
She's just, gonna instinctively like brandish out with her rolling pin again, just like
You're so scared you're not able to swing properly. It's more like swinging at the air in front of you. Bit of a panic, and it doesn't do anything but wave a few feathers around. TeaLeaf, it is your turn.
How's this thing looking?
You can tell it's pretty injured. It's not nearly as bad as the one that would be after Cerise, but it's not in a good condition. There's a lot of blood dripping from it. There's like a trail behind it from where it left off from Darius.
Alright. I really would rather not take any chance. At the same time, we need one alive.
When you do an attack, you're allowed to say you're making it so that it's not lethal.
Yeah, alright. Seeing as I'm going to play a game of bird and mouse here. Well, bird and cat.
cat and bird. I love it.
Yeah. Back up some more. I think this is as far as I can go.
If you do that, it gets an attack on you.
Okay, well then, fuck. Stay where I am then.
When there's a character 5 feet from you, if you move away from it, you give it an opportunity.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot. Better shot at close range anyway. Might as well just put an arrow right where I'm going to just, as the sword digs into my shoulder, I'm going to bring my bow up very crudely and just stick an arrow somewhere where I can that won't kill it.
Sadly, you're missing. It's a lot harder to aim with your bow when you are at point blank. So it doesn't shoot off very well, and he's able to basically kind of give a bit of a not an elbow, but a wing. Bunch of elbows. And tilt your thing so the arrow just goes up.
Can I do any unarmed as a bonus action, or am I not allowed to?
No, it's not a bonus.
Okay, sorry.
You're always allowed to do things like unarmed. I think you have advantage because you have claws. That's a Tabaxi feature. You also have the ability to take your bow and basically use it the same way Cerise uses her rolling pin as a blunt object.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was disadvantage. Alright. Well, I can't take back what I've done, so.
But in the same way, in that you were squirming so much that when it tries to retaliate at you, it also misses you. So you're just kind of locked in this weird, very close proximity combat. Nothing, anyone's overtaking the other one yet. Kag-Ro, it is your turn. You can see that Cerise is being cornered by this creature at this point.
So Kag-Ro is very weakened, but he is conscious, so he puts on his best performance face and he pushes himself up in a push-up really slowly. The devil is immortal to creatures. The unchained devil will destroy you. And then he casts then he'll use his flail, spinning it around to try to strike, trying to do a follow-up with the second part of it.
Start with your first attack. Okay, so that's a miss. Now you're able to try and use your other end. Yeah, you just swing the first one over its head, and as it misses the big part of your flail, you're able to use your offhand and swing up like a uppercut, but with a middle ball. And you just hear a crack in the creature's beak, and it thumps on the ground,
Okay.
lifeless.
He's not trying. I was going to say he's not trying to kill, but we're talking, so I didn't want to interrupt you. He was just trying to hit it hard enough to knock it out because he's about to go down himself. Remember, Kag-Ro hasn't killed anyone, so he doesn't want to try.
Perfect. So you still hear the crack in the beak, but it is unconscious. I'm just going to give you a quick hint for your flail, because I don't want to give anybody an overpowered weapon. It's level 1. Your flail, when you use it two hands, that means you can only use your main one. Because you missed, it's fine, but you have to use one hand to use your offhand. The way you see it in your head is when you're using it that way, you have one hand close to the big end, one hand close to the lower hand, and you can do 2 shots. If you're using 2 hands, you are literally swinging with both hands, the main flail.
Okay, well, I just clicked the wrong button, so I apologize.
Okay. No problem.
It is all good.
Then he looks up to Cerise. Are you okay, Cerise? As he's holding his very bloodied body.
Oh, it is. Is it my turn now?
He's just talking.
Alright. No, it's fine. I was just asking.
It's Darius with a death save, and then it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm fine. You look terrible, though.
I will survive. The heroes of old took far greater punishment than this. We should go check on the others, though. As much pain as they inflicted, I'm afraid they might have hurt them as well.
I did hear some terrible sounds from over there.
Because we're still in initiative, Barbara, you can't really use your movement, but Cerise, you can go and check at that closed door if you wanted to.
Yeah, there's no more threats in here, and we gotta figure out what's going on over there. So I'm gonna see if this door will open.
Yep, it's not locked. You're able to open it and see through it. You'll find Darius' unconscious body about 10 feet on the other side.
10 feet on the other side.
Darius is down!
Get to him! Get to him quickly!
I think I have just enough movement to do that, actually.
Yeah, you could do that. You had actually an extra 5 feet
on that too.
Okay. On the spell. I dash in there and I, get down and grab a hold of Darius and I say, "Oh, Yondalla, save!"
Hey,
and cast Cure Wood.
You feel the grace of your God flow through you and through your hands. Darius, the world comes back blurry, and you just feel the warmth where Cerise's hands are connected to you, and she'd be the first thing that comes into focus for you.
Thank Persana. And you, Cerise. Did we win, or did we all die?
It looks like there's still one of those things over there. Points beyond Darius to where TeaLeaf and the other bird.
And what you're going to see is TeaLeaf in combat with Bird now becoming TeaLeaf's turn.
Does it cost an extra action to like draw a dagger with my offhand?
No.
No.
Okay. Then what I'm gonna do is TeaLeaf is going to reach into a concealed part of his cloak, draw a dagger, and try to slash somewhere across the chest that will not. He's getting really annoyed, but he still needs this guy to stay alive. Of course.
As you try to get to your dagger, it's stuck in that secret pocket of it, and you're unable to really pull it out from its hold. The creature will try to retaliate with its own pulled-out short sword.
Nobody can fight. Nobody can fight. Ha ha!
We should stare down at the sentry over here.
Not realizing that you were going for a dagger, it's just trying to get you at the hand before, so you hear the tip of its short sword hitting your dagger and getting stuck in the mesh of your armor, so you're both kind of stuck with your hand, your dagger pinned and its short sword pinned into your clothing. It's really uncomfortable and awkward.
TeaLeaf looks. Can I make a? Do I have to make a perception roll to see the people in the back?
No, you have dark vision,
so you'd be able to see those.
Assistance! He'd shout, and sorry. Yeah, basically he just shouts for help.
Yeah, Cerise is, like, staring right at you, and I imagine Darius is too, since she pointed you out.
Oh, yeah.
I just can't believe we're both fucking stuck right now.
That's just an amazing kind of funky look. And Kag-Ro can come and join and view this show as it is now his turn as well.
Kag-Ro, bloody and beaten, pulls himself up again and takes his flail, this time intentionally with two hands, and he swings it around his head, trying to get momentum to be able to throw it the 25 feet that is its maximum range. And he flings it at this last remaining one with as much strength as he can muster in his weakened condition.
Huh?
It's a hit. And though that kind of attack I don't think you know lethal, you crack the creature's skull and it just goes down. With its sword still kind of poking out of TeaLeaf's pockets. You're no longer in initiative.
He pulls back his chain and it wraps around him. Ow!
Oh dear. Hold still.
He drops to a knee. Now he's about your height.
Run over and cast my other cure wounds at you. Or wait, no, I don't have another cure wounds. What do I have? Nope, I don't. I'm sorry. We'll have to get you some other help.
I will lay my hands upon him and give him 5 health.
Oh, that's right, you're a paladin. Yay. Forgot about that, I'm sorry.
That's more than half his health, so as his wounds begin to close, he sort of stands up, breathing heavily, and starts to get a little stronger. Thank you, Darius. There's one that's still alive in the other room.
Thank me not. Thank Persana.
And aren't you a person?
The other one. No, Persana. He's a god. Never mind.
Persana? You mean like my alter ego, the Unchained Devil?
No, like my people's god.
Oh, yes, gods.
You have any rope on you, perhaps?
I have chains.
Of course.
But
well,
no rope.
we have one yet alive, then we have a prisoner, do we not?
Yes.
Pretty sure at least one of us should have rope. I thought I had rope.
Well, yeah, but did we bring rope is the question.
TeaLeaf meanders over. That one is dead. There is no way he survived.
What?
I heard discussion of rope.
What? He's dead? No.
Yes, that was a very good throw, by the way.
It wasn't trying to kill him. Oh, no. I can't believe I've done this. No, no, no. I can't possibly. No.
You threw a massive ball of iron at it. At his head.
He was already wounded. It wasn't you. She says reassuringly and patting you on the, I guess, knee or something, whatever's close.
Thank you, but no, I've got to do this. I knew this day would come sometime, but no. Just give me a moment. And then he'll sort of walk away, sort of mumbling to himself for the time being.
As he walks away, Darius will sort of half mumble to Cerise, half to himself. We all have a first time, I suppose. I don't suppose you have any more healing spells about you?
Sadly, no. I only have so much that I'm able to. I can definitely take you to my temple, though.
Well, we need to go somewhere now.
If you three need to seek medical attention, I can stay behind and interrogate. I am not feeling my best myself, but I seem to be in much better condition than you.
Perhaps, what are we to do with our prisoner?
We need to find one that is alive first, before we take any prisoners.
They mentioned leaving one alive in the other room. I should hope not conscious. I raise an eyebrow to Cerise.
Oh, no, of course not. We wouldn't have gotten through the door if he was.
Well, we need to take steps to keeping it that way.
TeaLeaf seems to be fumbling around in his bag. It seems to be difficult because of his injured shoulder, but he eventually fetches out some string. It isn't much, but maybe this could serve somebody.
Maybe we could take if they are wearing these cloaks in the actuality, like it seems like they are, maybe we could take their cloaks and, make effectively like a straitjacket thing by wrapping enough cloaks and tying them around.
It's actually not a bad idea.
Or maybe some of the wares in this warehouse have rope tied around them. Just thinking about it based on those weird lumpy piles on top of those boxes.
But yeah, we do have cloaks. You'll find 3 of them that have some that you can use. The other ones were kind of cut up layers.
However we go about it, get it restrained and muffled if you can.
Muffled should be easy enough. There's plenty of cloth. Restrained will be the hard part.
Cerise, do you think there's any way we could get it back to your bakery? Probably best not to remain here much longer.
She looks up at you in surprise. My bakery? I suppose so. after all, I'm closed already. Might as well be closed a little more.
Well, it's not ideal, but we have little choice. Perhaps we can use some of the boxes around here to conceal it.
Interrupting you runs in Marla, who comes to tell you that Grenier is outside distracting city wash that are approaching.
Oh dear, we do have to get out of here.
Tie it up. Let's get out.
Distracting them with his glorious hair, just shaking it slowly side to side like an shampoo commercial.
Is there maybe a sack big enough to store the creature?
Oh, that's a good point. Like, I asked earlier how tall they were, and I don't remember if it was... They don't look that tall in this picture, but it's hard to tell.
They're human size.
basically.
Oh, okay.
You can roll an investigation. You'll see most of the doors were not locked around. You're just leading from one tiny office to another tiny office. So anyone that would look around for an item like this, just roll an investigation and see if you can find everything in search.
Kag-Ro starts talking to himself and sort of then starts to take deep breaths. Yes, I will tell the guards. They'll understand. Yes, they attacked us. We attacked them. He'll sort of shake himself loose. Yes, we have a prisoner. And he will go and grab the prisoner by the leg and drag it over to these folks, the rest of the party. And I guess while he's doing that, he'll take a glance around the room to see if there's rope, as he have heard them say something about rope.
I mean, they're going to ask us what we were doing here in the first place. We don't exactly have a good reason for being here other than looking for Volos.
You hear coming from downstairs as an echoed voice, very low. Yes, the ones that have saved my life. They came to my rescue when they heard that I was in trouble, and you can hear he's purposely and very poorly acting the fact that he's talking loudly on purpose.
Oh.
I'll sort of whisper to the rest of the group. Yes, actually, better plan than that. We heard cries for help, rushed in, were attacked by the birds.
Okay. Okay.
Takes a deep breath, and Kag-Ro will walk over to the sound of the voice. Yes, understood. Yes, and he'll, as soon as he sees the guards, say, I am sorry, guards. There's a scene of great horror here. I must confess, I have killed a man. It was in self-defense, but still, I have killed a man. I await justice. And he'll put his arms out, bowing his head very dramatically.
Dear. It is good that you're here, officers. We were about to run for you. It's horrible. Dreadful.
You're going to see that Grenier is accompanied by 3 officers. Though one of them stayed behind, and from the balcony, anyone on the balcony could see that Cerise, you did find a bag. Actually, yes, you found a bag with an 11, but you also found a special piece of paper. I'll give you the information in a minute. Those City Watch, there's one that's below kind of investigating the corpses on the ground. And the one in charge of the rest of those City Watch will just no need for this, sir. But this is my quadrant. I can perhaps overlook the fact that she decided to play heroes in my town. But as you see, this is not something that is encouraged. Next time you hear trouble, call for
call
the
for
city
the city
watch. There's
watch.
patrols all
patrols
over.
all over.
All you have to
All
do
you have
is
to
find
do
an
is find
office with an ever-burning lantern in the
in the
front.
front.
Not meddle
Not
in.
meddle in.
You could have
You
seriously. And his eyes kind of linger on
linger on
Kag-Ro,
Kag-Ro,
then Darius, which are basically full of blood stains of their own. Injured.
And this, the murder weapon. He displays his chains.
That's not important, Keg. We of course will think more before we act next time, officer. Simply, we were being rash, I suppose. Heard a cries for help and thought we could offer our assistance.
So I didn't kill them all. There's a living one right over here. And he points to the prisoner.
Yes, we did manage to subdue one. Hopes that would be better than killing.
Ah, like the dysentery.
These things.
What they do is
You do
repeat
is
what you
repeat
say.
what you say.
Did
Did
you get any information
out of it by any chance?
Did you find it?
Find any?
We found a great deal of dead bodies. And he points to the slew of dead bodies that's over there. That's over things. And the warehouse was seeming. We thought that there might be danger here, and when we arrived, we found all these bodies. And soon after, with the birdmen, they were in a fight with us. But I can only assume that they are the murderers. The murderers of those folks. As I recall, I am the murderer of this one.
One of them, one of the bird creatures, it said to me in a voice that I had not heard before, leave none of them alive. I imagined that was something it heard. It sounded like it was echoing.
Yes, that sounds like murderous intent, I believe.
Unless they naturally speak in a posh accent. I confess I've never seen anything like this before.
No, those things don't naturally
speak.
They can only say
They can only say what they've heard before.
Interesting. Look into that.
But
clearly, their instruction to leave none alive has been nearly followed.
Indeed, it seems that the only one here who was spared was that nobleman. And he doesn't seem at all related to the others that were slain.
Ha! This one?
This one?
This one should have been executed. But I am not my father. And I would appreciate if you'd stop accusing me of such treachery. I knew nothing of it. And it was proven in court. Tyr himself injected his own judgment.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand. Is this not one of your surfacer noblemen? Is he not important?
The city watch man will kind of puff up his chest, bring his shoulders back and chin up, kind of showcasing a heavy dose of disdain. Not yes, but his father was once the lord of Waterdeep. And he's been proven treacherous, embezzled, among other things. No one knows what happened. Rumors are just running rampant, driving the underworld crazy. We've had so many arrests in the past 10 days, it's ridiculous. Just causing trouble. I'm sure that the family would be aware of this. And he gave Zernier a dirty look, who just rolled his eyes as he tries to kind of still tend to his own wounds.
Oh dear. Well, that is unfortunate, to say the least, I suppose. Oh, I don't believe I have any more business here. I'm having enough trouble holding my guts in as is.
Get to a med center then, but you will not leave before I can see the contents of your bags. You're looking at this place as some sort of home, perhaps. The symbols on the outside, the Zentrum symbol tells us that this was where we turned. It seems though that these creatures are not friends of the Zentrum, perhaps. Rival gang, newcomers, independents. We don't know. A lot of them have been surfacing. But that is our business, not yours to handle.
Oh, of course. I assure you, you'll find nothing in my bag other than what I brought in here with me. Unless you're interested in what I was going to have for lunch. Well, it should be of no interest.
Cerise is interested in what you're going to have for lunch.
It's one of her pies.
Oh, okay, good. Her feelings are going to be hurt if it wasn't.
Officer, does this mean that I will not pay for my crimes? And isn't there punishment for murder and unintentional or not?
Not for self-defense, surely.
Does anyone resist being checked in any way? I know you're kind of giving some rationale to your weaponries and such. But otherwise, do you resist them looking into your bags?
No, I don't have anything to hide.
Do they look in my apron too?
Anything that looks like a pocket.
Quick, you have to swallow whatever it is you're hiding.
Kag-Ro will not resist. In fact, he'll assist, and he'll continue his commentary about this being the murder weapon and that it was used to hit the guy and that he didn't mean to. He didn't mean to kill him. Entire time he's going to be commentarying with them.
Cerise doesn't offer any information, but she doesn't resist being checked or anything.
TeaLeaf is basically just says that he's a hunter by trade and uses that as the reason to explain why he's so armed, showing them even the secret compartments where he keeps his skinning daggers and hunting knives and actual weapon daggers.
The guard seems rather satisfied with everyone's explanations. Kag-Ro, the guard that's assisting banter over and over that you're not in trouble. And that is self-defense and that it is okay. They're more so looking to see if we took advantage of being heroes to loot the place. Finding nothing on your persons, they just keep on going. They will add, however, as a woman, I advise against going in these weaponries. As for you, my hunter friend, even though it is your profession, unless you were on your way to a hunt, I advise you leave those in your home, whichever home in this town. Most people armed, such as you are usually looking for trouble. We'll be keeping an eye on all of you. Make sure you're not indeed causing trouble. It seems you've gathered none of the loot of this place. Nothing seems suspicious on any of you. And you'll probably spot Marla smiling innocently in the corner. He say, I'll
say,
ask all of
ask
you
all
to
of you
take
to
your
take your
leave.
leave.
So
So
please
please
exit the
exit the
warehouse as we
warehouse
will
as we
now.
will now.
Take over the
Take over the
suspect.
suspect.
Interrogate him.
Interrogate him.
Of course. Good tidings to you, officer.
Is the noble going with us?
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Oh, good, because we still need to talk to him about Floon.
Yeah, I was going to say if he wasn't, then Kag-Ro was going to ask him to come with them. Come with them.
Well, we need to get you two to a temple.
Yes, somewhere where I might patch these holes. At least.
No, I will suffer the pain for my crimes.
You feel free to do that, Kag-Ro, but I would rather not bleed out.
Well, your touch was quite efficient at healing most of the very dangerous wounds, but still, there must be something I must do to pay. It is not a hero's way to simply kill and feel no pain for it. Even the heroes of old.
Oh, but you're clearly feeling pain from it, Kag-Ro, I can tell.
That is the reason why I must endure. I must take this as the punishment that I have earned by wetting my weapons with the blood of, well, a living creature that is not for
You
food
could
or...
always volunteer at one of the temples. They always need help with all sorts of things if you really feel like you have to do some sort of penance or something.
I may yet do that, but for now, I just need to be alone with my thoughts.
All right.
So is the group
group,
splitting? You'll hear that
You'll
as you're
hear that
exiting
as
the
you're
warehouse,
exiting the
Marla will
warehouse,
say that she
Marla will
needs
say
to
that
tend
she
to her
needs to
family
tend
because
to
she
her
forgot.
family because she forgot.
She
said,
promised she'd be
she
there
promised
for
she'd be there for
the afternoon.
the afternoon.
And she'll slip
And
out.
she'll slip out and away.
Kag-Ro, you're heading out on your
Kag-Ro,
own?
you're heading out on your own?
Kag-Ro will go back to wherever he is currently living and sit in the darkness and think about what he's done.
Okay.
Okay.
What about the rest of
What
you?
about
How
the
about
rest of you?
Cerise,
How about
Darius, and
Cerise,
TeaLeaf?
Darius, and TeaLeaf?
Well, Cerise will look up at Darius and TeaLeaf, who Darius is obviously wounded. TeaLeaf had mentioned that he was. Well, how about the two of you? Do you still want to go get healed?
Oh yes, I have no qualms about killing, well, murderers at very least.
I do not understand that Kag-Ro's obsession with purity. We're all animals. We all kill. I kill for a living. I suppose that is his path in life. Sorry, I'm distracted. Yes, I would much prefer to go get healing.
It's always the first time killing a sentient being, even if they deserve it.
I think I would feel strange about it too. Perhaps not go hide alone and not get healing and be by myself strange about it, but it's understandable that he's upset. I just hope that he takes care of it.
He is also a very theatric personality. But yes, I do wish him well as well. I think that... I'm sorry, I cannot think straight. It's
He seems to trail off and holds his head.
Well, Cerise is just gonna march off in direction of the. Well, we're in the dock district, so whenever the heck we get out of the dock district, wherever the closest Temple of Yondalla is, unless they say they want a different one, of course she's gonna go to.
You could get to the
to
All
the
Temple,
All Temple,
but I think your
but
bakery
I
might
think
actually
your
be
bakery might
closer.
actually be closer.
Yeah, they don't have a
They don't
temple
have a
dedicated to
temple
Yondalla
dedicated to
in
Yondalla
Waterdeep.
in Waterdeep.
What?
Other than, you know,
No.
Well, I mean, I'm the only person at mine, so there's no one else who can heal you other than me after I take a long nap.
The only
The
alternative
only alternative
would
would
be
be
if Darius
if
wanted
Darius
to take
wanted
you
to take
to
you
the Elven
to
Temple,
the Elven Temple,
which
which
would have a
would
few
have a
deities
few
connected to
deities
his
connected to
over there.
his over there.
So that's also
an alternative. The
an
Temple
alternative
of
to
the
Temple
Temple
of
of Seldarine.
yes, if that's closer, then, and if Cerise doesn't have anywhere other than her own home in mind, I will say I do know of one temple that dedicated to some elven deities of the deep that should be able to do the job, unless you have somewhere else in mind, Cerise.
Oh, no, that's fine.
It's clear. And I sort of point in a general direction.
So with all that's happened today, the fates, the warehouse, by the time you walk and make it to the temple, you're in what you'd say mid to late afternoon. You get to the Seldarine Temple, where you find several elvenkin, though quite a few humans and mixed. You'll find a few halflings there, some gnomes, but the majority of them have the pointy ears, whether they're full elves or half. And they're busy worshipping the various deities in there, altars to the different ones. The one you'd be more familiar with, Darius, would be Sashelas. That is a very large altar, basically at the back in the right corner of this humongous temple. Outside of the main central room, which is the worshiping place, there are some small rooms for people who want to do quieter type of prayers with some seating arrangements in there. A few acolytes are walking to and fro. You'll find every now and then you'll find a cleric or two of one or the other deity, but the cleric of Thief Sashelas is not here at the moment. And some of the acolytes actually tend to more the main deity. So is there anything in particular you'd be looking at the temple?
Currently, just somebody who can ease my pain. No one in specific. Especially if the head priest of the one I'm looking for is out.
In a temple like this, you're familiar enough with the grounds. You'll notice finding the staircase that leads down. You'll find several injured so that's usually where people are. The place smells quite a bit of salt water. It's not unpleasant. You'll find a lot of preserved water plants used. And when you get down, there's also almost chemical sent to it as medical practices is not just magical based to the deity. There's a few people here who have base arts in anatomy and caring for bandages, disinfections, and the like. So people are using alcohol, for example, as a great way to avoid infections or wounds. And they're tending to people with rather minor wounds, so it doesn't look like the outcome of, say, a wartime. But people who have been either in a bar brawl or just victim of some accident or another, you'll find a man that has a pretty beat up shoulder. There's like you look, there's a bruise that has the pattern
of
a
a
hoof on there, probably got kicked by his own pack beast or something. Or maybe he's just someone who's taming them. So they're all people who are dealing with daily life. Acolytes will come and tend to your wounds quite quickly, and you'll see Rainier is very thankful of this as you're all gathering in the corner, getting healed and bandaged up. Do you want to have anything you want to say in the process of being bandaged, or will you wait until the acolytes have left before you want to talk further?
Yeah, there's a little bit I would like to say in their presence, or regardless of their presence, at very least. I will ask Cerise while I'm being bandaged. So tell me, short one, those beaked creatures that set upon us, do you know what they are? Are they some sort of surface world shogun?
That's actually a great question. Like, would Cerise have heard of any sort of thing about these bird people? Because I wouldn't think so, but
Roll a history.
okay.
You really don't know much of them, but you've heard the word Kanku before. You know they're a race of creatures that are rather rare, so they're not seen very frequently. And you know they don't have their own speech ability, so that part you would be aware of. They do tend to only, basically, as the City Watchman has said, they can only use mimicry as a way to communicate. Depending on the individual, because they do have slight range in their intelligence, some of them remember more and can basically use anything they've ever heard in their entire life and use different voices to speak those terms. Others will basically only have short terms, so they'll be able to repeat what they've heard that day.
I don't really know much more about them myself than just a little bit the guard was talking.
I see. Not very common, I assume. And well, I suppose it's not important right now. I don't suppose if you might have an inkling as to why they were here.
You'll see
Rainier say,
Well,
I did hear some talk from
I was there for almost
an entire day.
Did they know you were there?
I don't think so. They did say that they want to kill everyone. I'm pretty sure if they knew I was there, they would have killed.
I see. And why were you there?
So perhaps I am not 100% keen. As Floon, we like to have a little extra on the side. I mean, we get accused anyways. So we come here, we've had a contact, we can sell some goods too. And we had earned a few things doing these gambling earlier. And the fences here, as some of them are, usually give good prices. I didn't expect what would happen next.
Despicable, sir, if I may say so. Truly, you're courting such grave incidences if you truck with such folk.
I know,
I know,
I know.
I know.
But after
But after
everything I've
everything
heard,
I've heard,
all the
all
rumors
the
going
rumors
after my
going
father.
after my father.
Some say he's
Some say
embezzled
he's embezzled
well over a
well
million,
over a million
coins,
coins,
a million
millions
dragons,
of dragons,
and has it hidden
and has it
somewhere
hidden
in the city.
somewhere in the city.
And constantly,
Constantly,
and at some
and
point,
at some
a man
point, a man
can
can
only
only
give
give
up.
up.
But you're right. This has taught me a lesson, and I should instead regain my family honor rather than waste it further. For your information, I did hear those birds say something about Xanadar.
A name that I've been hearing all too frequently of late. Surely can't be coincidence at this point.
I do not
Do
know,
not know,
but it
but
was
it
part
was
of their
part of the
threats
threats
as they were
as they were
killing
killing
the agents you saw
agents you saw
scattered over the
scattered over the
floors.
floors.
In a very
In a
odd
very
voice,
odd voice,
he
he
had
had
Xanadar
Xanadar
sends
sends
its
its
regards.
regards.
And I heard them talk about among themselves as well. Something about following the eyes to the hideout, somewhere in the sewers. That's all I had.
Hideout in the sewers, then. Curiouser and curiouser. I don't suppose you think you might have been the target, then. Let's see. Or perhaps this flu? What became of him?
They
They
took him.
took him.
It is
It's
possible
possible
that
I've lost it.
given
Given the rules.
Then, while under orders to kill everyone, they spared one man to take him off, yeah?
yes,
But
when
when
he
he
left
left with
Flume,
Flume,
that is
that is
when
when he gave the order.
So it was
So
clearly
it was clearly
everyone
everyone that remained.
he did not
He did
realize
not
he had
realize
the
he had the wrong man.
Well, that rather complicates our mission, though.
He stands up, gathers his things, now well bandaged. The only advice I
can give
is to not head
is
into
to not head into
sewers
sewers
while night is
while night is approaching.
Advise you wait
Advise you
until
wait
morning.
until morning.
If Floon is
If
that
Flume is
necessary,
that necessary,
they won't kill
they
him
won't
that
kill
soon.
him that soon.
You'll not have a
Not
pleasant
have a
night,
pleasant night,
but
but
rather that than you heading there with
with
fresh
fresh
wounds. I'll be heading out. If you need me, I'll keep making frequent rounds to the yawning portals.
Very well, then. Our paths should be crossing in the near future, I imagine.
Best
Best
of luck
of luck
to all of
to
you.
all of you friends.
And to you, with sorting out your family's affairs.
Best of luck, he says, as his eyes have been moon eyes this entire time due to the interesting story.
Perfect.
And on that, he'll take his
he'll take his
departure.
departure.
And we'll end
And we'll
tonight's
end
game
tonight's
on
game
such
on such
new
new
information.
information.
As the character, as all of your
characters will be able to
lick
go
their
and lick their
wounds back home.
wounds back home
And
and
Go on and
Go
decide,
on and decide what their
course
next
of
course
action.
of action will be.
In
I
addition,
think Cerise would be like, I don't know about you all, but I need some pie.
Dude,
Sorry.
TeaLeaf would second that, man.
There's nothing to work up the appetite like near death.
Right?
and in
And
addition, in the closing of this session, as you're all
you're
heading for a warm meal of what will very likely be heavy
comfort food.
You are all
You are all
now level
now
2.
level 2.
Oh, yay!
Boom!
Now I
Huzzah!
do have a healing pool of healing juice.
I get spells, I think. Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Do
Yes.
you?
Yes.
Fantastic.
I get spells and something else. I get a fighting.
Good. We will need this power up to explore the poop maze.
We also all get double our health, I think. No, wait.
Re-roll
Is the
for it.
poop maze the Underdark?
No, the poop maze is the sewer. That's what a sewer is. It's
Oh.
a maze filled with poop.
Indeed.
I thought that your rule was that we get max health.
That was for level 1.
1.
Then you
Then
roll.
you roll.
Yes.
Oh dear.
So please, we will roll before we depart.
How do I roll hit dice specifically?
There should be a hit dice tab on your sheet.
Terrible though.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
should
you
be
should
able
be
to
able to
click
click
on
on
the
the
word.
word
I
dice.
will survive. The heroes of old took far greater punishment than this. We should go check on the others, though. As much pain as they inflicted, I'm afraid they might have hurt them as well.
I did hear some terrible sounds from over there.
Because we're still in
Because we're
initiative
still in
proper,
initiative
you
proper,
can't
you can't
really
really
use your
use your
movement,
movement,
but
but
Cerise, you
Cerise, you
can
can go and check at that
closed
closed
door
door if you wanted to.
Yeah, there's no more threats in here, and we gotta figure out what's going on over there. So I'm gonna see if this door will open.
Yep, it's
Yep,
not locked.
it's not
You're able
locked.
to
You're
open
able
it
to
and
open
see
it and
through it.
see
You'll
through
find
it. You'll
Darius'
find Darius'
unconscious
body
about 10 feet on the other
about
side.
10 feet on the other side.
Darius is down.
Get to him. Get to him quickly.
See, I think I have just enough movement to do that, actually.
Oh yeah, you could do that.
You
You
had
actually an extra
an
5
extra
feet
5
on
feet
that too.
from that too.
Okay. Where are my spells? I dash in there and I, get down and grab a hold of Darius, and I say, "Oh, Yondalla, save!"
Hey,
and cast Cure Wound.
you feel the grace
Feel
of your
the
God
grace of
flow
your
through
God
you
flow
and through your hands.
Through your hands.
Darius, the world comes back blurry,
blurry,
and you just feel
and
the
you just
warmth
feel
where
the warmth
Cerise's
where
hands
Cerise's
are
hands
connected
are
to you, and
connected
she'd
to
be
you,
the
and
first
she'd be
thing
the
that
first
comes
thing that comes
into
into
focus for you.
focus for you.
Oh, thank Persana and you, Cerise. Did we win or did we all die?
It looks like there's still one of those things over there. Points beyond Darius to where TeaLeaf and the other bird.
And what you're going to
What
see
you're
is
gonna see is
TeaLeaf in
TeaLeaf in
combat with
combat
Bird,
with
now
Bird,
becoming
now becoming
TeaLeaf's turn.
TeaLeaf's turn.
Does it cost an extra action to like draw a dagger with my offhand?
No.
No.
Okay. then what I'm gonna do is TeaLeaf is going to reach into a concealed part of his cloak, draw a dagger, and try to slash somewhere across the chest that will not. He's getting really annoyed, but he still needs this guy to stay alive. Of course.
As you try to get to your dagger, it's stuck in that secret pocket of it, and you're unable to really pull it out from its hole. The creature will try to retaliate with its own pulled-out short sword.
Nobody can fight. Nobody can fight. Ha ha!
We should. The stare down of the sentry over here.
Not realizing that you were going for a dagger, it's just trying to get you at the hand before, so you hear the tip of its short sword hitting your dagger and getting stuck in the mesh of your armor, so you're both kind of stuck with your hand, your dagger pinned and its short sword pinned into your clothing. It's really uncomfortable and awkward.
TeaLeaf looks. Can I make a? Do I have to make a perception roll to see the people in the back?
No, you have dark vision, so you'd be able to
see those.
Assistance! He'd shout, and sorry. Yeah, basically he just shouts for help.
Yeah, Cerise is, like, staring right at you, and I imagine Darius is too, since she pointed you out.
Oh, yeah.
I just can't believe we're both fucking stuck right now.
That's just an amazing kind of funky look. And Kag-Ro can come and join and view this show as it is now his turn as well.
Kag-Ro, bloody and beaten, pulls himself up again and takes his flail, this time intentionally with two hands, and he swings it around his head, trying to get momentum to be able to throw it the 25 feet that is its maximum range. And he flings it at this last remaining one with as much strength as he can muster in his weakened condition.
It's a hit. And though that kind of attack I don't think you know meaningful, you crack the creature's skull and it just goes down. With its sword still kind of poking out of TeaLeaf's pockets. We are no longer in initiative.
He pulls back his chain and it wraps around him. Ow!
Oh dear. Hold still.
He drops to a knee. Now he's about your height.
Run over and grab. Cast my other cure wounds at you. Or wait, no, I don't have another cure wounds. What do I have? Nope, I don't. I'm sorry. We'll have to get you some other help.
I will lay my hands upon him and give him 5 health.
Oh, that's right, you're a paladin. Yay. Forgot about that, I'm sorry.
Has more than half his health, so as his wounds begin to close, he sort of stands up, breathing heavily, and starts to get a little stronger. Thank you, Darius. There's one that's still alive in the other room.
Thank me not. Thank Persana.
And aren't you a person?
The other one. No, Persana. He's a god. Never mind.
Persana? You mean like my alter ego, the Unchained Devil?
No, like my parents' god.
Oh, yes, gods.
You have any rope on you, perhaps?
I have chains,
Of course.
but
Well,
no rope.
If we have one yet alive, then we have a prisoner, do we not?
Yes.
pretty sure at least one of us should have rope. I thought I had rope.
Well, yeah, but didn't bring rope is the question.
TeaLeaf meanders over. That one is dead. There is no way he survived.
What?
I heard discussion of rope.
What? He's dead? No.
Yes, that was a very good throw, by the way.
I wasn't trying to kill him. Oh, no.
There are any
I can't believe I've done this. No, I can't possibly. No.
You threw a massive ball of iron at it. At his head, to be specific.
He was already wounded. It wasn't you. She says reassuringly and patting you on the, I guess, knee or something, whatever's close.
Thank you, but no, I've got to do this. I knew this day would come sometime, but no. Just give me a moment. And then he'll sort of walk away, sort of mumbling to himself for the time being.
As he walks away, Darius will sort of half mumble to Cerise, half to himself. We all have a first time, I suppose. I don't suppose you have any more healing spells about you.
Sadly, no. I only have so much that I'm able to. I can definitely take you to my temple, though.
Well, we need to go somewhere now.
If you three need to seek medical attention, I can stay behind and interrogate. I am not feeling my best myself, but I seem to be in much better condition than you.
Perhaps, what are we to do with our prisoner?
We need to find one that is alive first, before we take any prisoners.
They mentioned leaving one alive in the other room. I should hope not conscious. I raise an eyebrow to Cerise.
Oh, no, of course not. We wouldn't have gotten through the door if he was.
Well, we need to take steps to keeping it that way.
TeaLeaf seems to be fumbling around in his bag. It seems to be difficult because of his injured shoulder, but he eventually fetches out some string. It isn't much, but maybe this could serve somewhere.
Maybe we could take if they are wearing these cloaks in the actuality, like it seems like they are, maybe we could take their cloaks and, make effectively like a straitjacket thing by wrapping enough cloaks and tying them around.
It's actually not a bad idea.
Or maybe some of the wares in this warehouse have rope tied around them. Just thinking about it based on those weird lumpy piles on top of those boxes.
But yeah, they do have cloaks. You'll find 3 of them that have some that you can use. The other ones were kind of cut up layers.
However we go about it, get it restrained and muffled if you can.
Muffled should be easy enough. There's plenty of cloth. Restrained will be the hard part.
Cerise, do you think there's any way we could get it back to your make? Probably best not to remain here much longer.
She looks up at you in surprise. My bakery? I suppose so. After all, I'm closed already. Might as well be closed a little more.
Well, it's not ideal, but we have little choice. Perhaps we can use some of the boxes around here to conceal it.
Interrupting you runs in Marla, who comes to tell you that Rainier is outside distracting City Wash that are approaching.
Oh dear, we do have to get out of here.
Tie it up. Let's get out.
Distracting them with his glorious hair, shaking it slowly side to side like an shampoo commercial.
Is there maybe a sack big enough to store the creature?
Oh, that's a good point. Like, I asked earlier how tall they were, and I don't remember if it was... They don't look that tall in this picture, but it's hard to tell.
They're human size.
Basically. Oh, okay.
You can roll an investigation. You'll see most of the doors were not locked around here, just leading from one tiny office to another tiny office. So anyone that would look around for an item like this, just roll an investigation as you're doing like a really good search.
Kag-Ro starts talking to himself and sort of then starts to take deep breaths. Yes, I will tell the guards. They'll understand. Yes, they attacked us. We attacked them. He'll sort of shake himself loose. And, yes, we have a prisoner. And he will go and grab the prisoner by the leg and drag it over to these folks, the rest of the party. And I guess while he's doing that, he'll take a glance around the room to see if there's rope, as he have heard them say something about rope.
I mean, they're going to ask us what we were doing here in the first place. We don't exactly have a good reason for being here other than looking for bolos.
You hear coming from downstairs as an echoed voice, very low. Yes, the ones that have saved my life. They came to my rescue when they heard that I was in trouble, and you can hear he's purposely very poorly acting. The fact that he's talking loudly on purpose.
Oh.
I'll sort of whisper to the rest of the group. Yes, actually, better plan that. We heard cries for help, rushed in, were attacked by the birds.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Takes a deep breath, and Kag-Ro will walk over to the sound of the voice. Yes, understood. Yes, and he'll, as soon as he sees the guards, say, I am sorry, guards. There's a scene of great horror here. I must confess, I have killed a man. It was in self-defense, but still, I have killed a man. I await justice. And he'll put his arms out, bowing his head very dramatically.
Dear. It is good that you're here, officers. We were about to run for you. It's horrible. Dreadful.
You're going to see that Rainier is accompanied by 3 officers. One of them stayed behind, and from the balcony, anyone on the balcony could see that Cerise, you didn't find a bag. Actually, yes, you found a bag with an 11, but you also found a special piece of paper. I'll give you the information in a minute. Those City Watch, there's one that's below kind of investigating the corpses on the ground. And the one in charge of the rest of those City Watch will just no need for this, sir. But this is my quadrant. Harlequin perhaps over the fact that she decided to play heroes in my town. But as you see, this is not something that is encouraged. Next time you hear trouble, call for the city watch. There's patrols all over. All you have to do is find an office with an ever-burning lantern in the front. Not meddle in. You could have seriously. And his eyes kind of linger on Kag-Ro, then Darius, which are basically full of blood stains of their own. Injured.
This is the murder weapon. He displays his chains.
That's not important, Kag. We of course will think more before we act next time, officer. Simply, we were being rash, I suppose. Heard cries for help and thought we could offer our assistance.
So I didn't kill them all. There's a living one right over here. And he points to the prisoner.
Yes, we did manage to subdue one. Hopes that it would be better than killing.
Like a test interrogate these things. What they do is repeat what you say. Did you get any information out of it, chance? Did you find anything?
We found a great deal of dead bodies. And he points to the slew of dead bodies that's over there. That's over things. The warehouse was seeming... We thought that there might be danger here, and when we arrived, we found all these bodies. And soon after, with the birdmen, they were in a fight with us. But I can only assume that they are the murderers. The murderers of those folks. As I recall, I am the murderer of this one.
One of them. One of the bird creatures. It said to me in a voice that I had not heard before. Leave none of them alive. I imagined that was something it heard. It sounded like it was echoing.
Yes, that sounds like murderous intent, I believe.
Unless they naturally speak in a posh accent. I confess I've never seen anything like this before.
No, those things don't naturally speak. They can only say what they've heard before. Interesting. Look into that. But clearly their instruction to leave none alive has been nearly followed.
Indeed. It seems that the only one here who was spared was that nobleman. And he doesn't seem at all related to the others that were slain.
Ha! This one? This one should have been executed. But I am not my father. And I would appreciate if you'd stop accusing me of such treachery. I knew nothing of it. And it was proven in court. Tyr himself injected his own judgment.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand this. Is this not one of your surfacer noblemen? Is he not important?
The City Watch man will kind of puff up his chest, bring his shoulders back and chin up, kind of showcasing a heavy dose of disdain. Not yes, but his father was once the lord of Waterdeep. And he's been proven treacherous, embezzled, among other things. No one knows what happened. Rumors are just running rampant, driving the Underworld crazy. We've had so many arrests in the past 10 days, it's ridiculous. Just causing trouble. I'm sure the family would be aware of this. And he gazed right here at Dirty Look, who just roll his eyes as he tries to kind of still tend to his own wounds.
Oh dear. Well, that is Unfortunate, to say the least, I suppose. Oh, I don't believe I have any more business here. I'm having enough trouble holding my guts in as is.
Get to a med center then, but you will not leave before I can see the contents of your bags. We are looking at this place as some sort of home, perhaps. The symbols on the outside, the Zentrum symbol, tells us that this was one of their loot. It seems though that these creatures are not friends of the Zentrum, perhaps. Rival gang, newcomers, independent. We don't know. A lot of them have been surfacing. But that is our business and not yours to handle.
Oh, of course. I assure you, you'll find nothing in my bag other than what I brought in here with me. Unless you're interested in what I was going to have for lunch. Well, it should be of no interest.
Cerise is interested in what you're going to have for lunch.
It's one of her pies.
Oh, okay, good. Her feelings are going to be hurt if it wasn't.
Officer, does this mean that I will not pay for my crimes? I mean, isn't there punishment for murder and unintentional or not?
Not for self-defense, surely.
Does anyone resist being checked in any way? I know you're kind of giving some rationale to your weaponries and such. But otherwise, do you resist them looking into your bags?
No, I don't have anything to hide.
Do they look in my apron too?
Anything that looks like a pocket.
Okay. Quick, you have to swallow whatever it is you're hiding.
Kag-Ro will not resist. In fact, he'll assist, and he'll continue his commentary about this being the murder weapon and that it was used to hit the guy and that he didn't mean to. He didn't mean to kill him. Entire time he's going to be commentating with them.
Cerise doesn't offer any information, but she doesn't resist being checked or anything.
TeaLeaf is basically just says that he's a hunter by trade and uses that as the reason to explain why he's so armed, showing them even the secret compartments where he keeps his skinning daggers and hunting knives and actual weapon daggers.
The guard seems rather satisfied with everyone's explanations. Kag-Ro, the guard that's assisting banter back with you and repeat that you're not in trouble. And that it is self-defense and that it is okay. They're more so looking to see if you took advantage of being heroes to loot the place. Finding nothing on your persons, they just keep on going on. They will add, however. As a woman, I advise against going in these weaponries. As for you, my hunter friend, even though it is your profession, unless you were on your way to a hunt, I advise you leave those in your home, whichever home in this town. Most people armed, such as you are usually looking for trouble. I'll be keeping an eye on all of you to make sure you're not indeed causing trouble. It seems you've gathered none of the loot of this place. Nothing seems suspicious on any of you. And you'll probably spot Marla smiling innocently in the corner. He say,
I'll
I'll
say
ask all of you
all
to
of you
take
to
your
take your
leave.
leave.
So
So
please
please
exit the warehouse as we will now. Take over the suspect. Interrogate him.
Interrogate him.
Of course. Good tidings to you, officer.
Is the noble going with us?
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Oh, good, because we still need to talk to him about Flute.
Yeah, I was going to say if he wasn't, then Kag-Ro was going to ask him to come with them. Come with them.
Well, we need to get you two to a temple.
Yes, somewhere where I might patch these holes. At least.
No, I will suffer the pain for my crimes.
You feel free to do that, Kag-Ro, but I would rather not bleed out.
Well, your touch was quite efficient at healing most of the very dangerous wounds, but still, there must be something I must do to pay. It is not a hero's way to simply kill and feel no pain for it. Even the heroes of
Hardly.
old.
Oh, but you're clearly feeling pain from it, Kag-Ro, I can tell.
That is the reason why I must endure. I must take this as the punishment that I have earned by wetting my weapons with the blood of, well, a living creature. That is not for
You
food
could
or...
always volunteer at one of the temples. They always need help with all sorts of things if you really feel like you have to do some sort of penance or something.
I may yet do that, but for now, I just need to be alone with my thoughts.
All right.
So is the group splitting? You'll hear that as you're exiting the warehouse, Marla will say that she needs to tend to her family because she forgot. She said she promised she'd be there for the afternoon. And she'll slip out.
And away.
Kag-Ro, you're heading out on your own.
You're heading out on your own.
Kag-Ro will go back to wherever he is currently living and sit in the darkness and think about what he's done.
Okay. What about the rest of you? How about Cerise, Darius, and TeaLeaf?
Well, Cerise will look up at Darius and TeaLeaf, who Darius is obviously wounded. TeaLeaf had mentioned that he was. How about the two of you? Do you still want to go get healed?
Oh yes, I have no qualms about killing, well, murderers at very least.
I do not understand Kag-Ro's obsession with purity. We're all animals. We all kill. I kill for a living. I suppose that is his path in life. Sorry, I'm distracted. Yes, I would much prefer to go get healing.
It's always the first time killing a sentient being, even if they deserve it.
I think I would feel strange about it too. Perhaps not go hide alone and not get healing and be by myself strange about it, but it's understandable that he's upset. I just hope that he takes care of it.
He is also a very theatric personality, but yes, I do wish him well as well. I think I'm sorry, I cannot think straight. It's He seems to trail off and holds his head.
Well, Cerise is just gonna march off in the direction of the. Well, we're in the dock district, so whenever the heck we get out of the dock district, wherever the closest Temple of Yondalla is, unless they say they want a different one, of course she's gonna go to.
You could get to the All Temple, but I think your bakery might actually be closer. Yeah, they don't have a temple dedicated to Yondalla in Waterdeep.
What?
Other than, you know,
No.
Well, I mean, I'm the only person at mine, so there's no one else who can heal you other than me after I take a long nap.
The only alternative would be if Darius wanted to take you to the Elven Temple, which would have a few deities connected to his over there. So that's also an alternative, the Temple of Seldrine.
yes, if that's closer, then, and if Cerise doesn't have anywhere other than her own home in mind, I will say I do know of one temple that dedicated to some elven deities of the deep that should be able to do the job, unless you have somewhere else in mind, Cerise.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Slip. And I sort of point in a general direction.
Alright, so with all that's happened today, the fates in the warehouse, by the time you walk and make it to the temple, you're in what you'd say mid to late afternoon. You get to the Seldrine Temple, where you find several elvenkin, though quite a few humans and mix. You'll find a few halflings there, some gnomes, but the majority of them have the pointy ears, whether they're full elves or half. And they're busy worshipping the various deities in their altars to the different ones. The one you'd be more familiar with, Darius, would be Sashelas. That is a very large altar, basically at the back in the right corner of this humongous temple. Outside of the main central room, which is the worshipping place, there are some small rooms for people who want to do quieter type of prayers with some seating arrangements in there. A few acolytes are walking to and fro. You'll find every now and then you'll find a cleric or two